Are you ready?
Welcome back, folks, to another Wednesday's Range Report. Last couple of weeks, we've had a great time catching up with all our Olympians, celebrating 20 years since Anne-Marie won her bronze medal. And of course, congratulations to New South Wales for winning the Corona quiz. But for all you people locked down in Victoria, don't despair. We're going to give you some highlights here from the PA Nationals 2019 Yarra Pistol Club. What great friends they are to the Range Report. Craig Park does a fantastic job there, the whole committee. Sit back, it's the PA matches today. Black Powder, Service and WA 1500 highlights.
Holster. The line ready. The line is ready.
My name is Carl Freer. I'm from Western Australia in the Black Powder team, competing at the 2019 Pistol Australia National Championships. I'm here at the Nationals this year for the Black Powder team. I managed to make the Black Powder team for Western Australia. So I was here for the first part of the competition during that stage, but the remaining portion of the competition I'm actually here as a referee doing my Judge A. The difference between a range officer and a referee is a range officer runs the range officer is in charge of the range. The referee there is to adjudicate if need be. Some of the things I've had to step into just to give another opinion on a call, on a line call that the Judge B wasn't 100% sure of. To become a judge or a referee is usually a long process, takes a number of years. You usually start off as a range officer and there's a number of events that you need to become a range officer in. And based on experience, you can apply to become a Judge B initially. You go along to a few national competitions and see how you handle those types of events, and you get assessed by Judge A's and jury members. They give you some scenarios and some questions to go back through of obviously scenarios that they've come across, and you get sent away to go and answer those and find the rules and apply those rules and interpret them and make sure you come up with the correct call at the end of the day. So at the moment in Western Australia, we're focused on a school program. We're trying to introduce a school program, trying to get some more juniors in our state teams and our state clubs. So we're currently working with some local schools and some regional schools, and we've got a pretty committed bunch of people that are applying themselves to that. So at the moment it's still in some very early stages. There's still some teething issues, but we're working through it, and there is some schools that have shown some interest. So we're very, very hopeful that we can get some of that implemented into a school curriculum and introduce them to the sport of pistol shooting, which without juniors and coming through, there is no future for our sport, unfortunately. So we need to make sure that the sport's there for my kids, myself, and also for many other juniors and the development of our squad and our elite athletes.
I would have to say that the hospitality of the Australian shooters all over has been fantastic, and we've just had a ball.
We are taking so much back. It's incredible to see them do their thing. They've got a lot of custom guns that we've never even seen in New Zealand, and the skill level is unbelievably high.
I've probably shot better, but I'm certainly learning lots and having a good time over here. So making new friends, taking lots of notes, going to change lots that I do when I get back. So next time we'll be back.
I think the Australian pistol shooting is a much more professional level, and that the club itself is a lot more social than it is in New Zealand. We tend to have the guys disappear off and go for a shoot for the day and come back again. But here you've got the families involved, you've got the kitchen and all the good things that we sort of don't really get in New Zealand.
It's a different atmosphere. And everybody has been so helpful. It's been incredible. Your national champions pointing out advice to us the whole way through, absolutely fantastic.
We're here at the Yarra Pistol Club for a fantastic day of competition here. It's the 62nd ISSF and Pistol Australia National Championships.
Service pistol is one of the hardest disciplines, I think, in the whole series of service matches. It's power factor and a lot of quick stages. Yeah, definitely recommend other women to get involved in it. It's a really fun and safe sport.
I'm going fantastic. I've had a very good match yesterday where I shot 1,443, which makes me officially a master.
The facilities here are fantastic. We've been very lucky. The local government helped us with some funding for disability access. The state and federal government gave us some money to improve our ranges. And we recently held the Action Match Nationals back in October, and now we're holding the Pistol Australia Nationals. So we've got about 300 competitors here. The range is holding up okay. We've extended our car park. We've had to bring in water, and we fixed up the range pretty well, and we'll hope to hold a lot more of these competitions in the future. We are a competitive pistol shooting club. Not only do we shoot competitions here, mostly on a Saturday, sometimes a Wednesday, we are very competitive and we shoot at lots of opens. Every club, or most clubs in Victoria, will hold opens during the year, and our members go and compete there. They'll also compete at state titles, Victorian and other state titles, nationals and internationals. We have our members going international. Some go to Commonwealth Games and Olympics. We also shoot some other more dynamic matches, for instance service and WA 1500. WA 1500 is shot all around the world, and our competitors have a world ranking based on their scores that are shot at our club matches or at our opens. WA 1500 is shot over distances from 7 yards all the way out to 50 yards, and it's a 150 shot match. Takes about an hour. It's great fun. We use either a revolver or a semi-auto. So there's a semi-auto competition and a revolver competition. The service match is a very scripted course of fire. It starts off at 165 seconds, and we shoot 6 shots laying down prone, 6 shots sitting, 6 shots around the right-hand side of a barricade, 6 shots left-hand side of the barricade.
Okay, Dean, when did you start competitive shooting?
I joined the Orange Pistol Club in 1993, 93, 94, and trundled around to a couple of regional shoots and then a couple of state shoots, and I made my debut at national level right here at Yarra in 1997.
97, and you had a personal coach to get you to this level?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to have Philip Adams in my corner over a good period of that time, and learned an enormous amount off Phil. He's obviously the most decorated Commonwealth athlete, and I aimed for the top, and I was fortunate that Phil was only about an hour and 10 from where I live as well, which made it quite convenient.
And obviously for your son, following you into the sport, he probably grew up around the ranges as a young fellow until he was able to shoot?
Absolutely. The question was asked, how long have you been shooting? Well, from 12, but he's been on the range and helping Dad load bullets and put the bullets into the case guards and that from a very young age, yeah.
And Peter, what's it like having your dad as a coach and also someone you compete against?
It's good because it can be light-hearted sometimes, but it's full time. So obviously still living with Mum and Dad, trying to juggle a few things, but we have very in-depth conversations with shooting one-on-one whenever we want. Most places we go to now, they enjoy squatting us together. But no, I thoroughly enjoy shooting alongside Dad because it's definitely in your comfort zone. You're with your training partner, your old father, and then whoever wins, that we don't really care as long as it comes home to the Bruce house. Yeah, Dad and I did shoot a world record in the international club teams. Obviously, it was very comforting to shoot with Dad, but then to win the 1500 revolver club teams event and then find out that we also shot a new world record, well, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Ever since Pete got on the team, when Dean was just on the team, home looking after both boys, but when Peter got on, it was, sorry, I'm coming. So it was lovely to see them both shoot together, lovely to see them shoot world records and compete against each other, but at the same time together. So.
And how's the banter around the dinner table after a day of competition as to who shot a little bit better and who could have picked up their game a bit?
There's always a few points and a few drinks go either way. A lot of fun, a lot of laughter though. But at the same token, they just want each other to shoot good and compete well, help each other. Whatever one's done wrong, the other one will help with.
Yeah, it's very much in the shooting fraternity, it's very much a family affair.
It is. We've always gone together as a family. Even the younger son as well's come along. Ever since they were born, I've gone shooting. So I don't shoot. It doesn't interest me to shoot, but I'm more than happy to be there. And a lot of camaraderie, a lot of friendships are formed.
And Dean, yourself, obviously is a top-class shooter, and now obviously coaching your son. And is that the natural progression to move into coaching? Obviously, it's a sport that you can compete at for many, many years.
Yeah, well, it was a thing that was lacking when I was coming through the grades. The coaching side of thing was really taboo, and I had to really pressure Phil. He was still a competitor, and it was an awkward time, a decade or so ago, because anyone that was still competing wasn't letting many secrets out. So I kept my eyes and ears open and asked a lot of questions, and it was pretty hard to get the good oil. So after I'd sort of won the accolades that I'd won, or part way through, I'd won several national championships and states and different things, and I felt that it was time to put back in, and I went and got qualified as a coach and then improved my coaching qualifications. We invited Ralph Vanacek out from Germany to hold a coaching seminar, and I was more interested in his coaching style rather than being coached from Ralph. I was at the pointy end of the game. Of course, if I could pick anything up, I would have took it on board and did. I opted for Ralph to come and stay at our place for the 5 or 6 days while he was in New South Wales, so we had a bit of one-on-one time with Ralph, Pete and I, and certainly learned a few things, but I really enjoy it. It's probably not a natural progression, but I made a point of putting back into the sport. I've been very lucky over the since 1997. I've won a nice trophy room full of trophies, and now I enjoy contributing and putting back in, and that probably started from Peter, and then he's getting the results, and he is certainly in form. So the sort of proof's in the pudding, but my footprint for coaching is quite widespread now. Spent a lot of time with the Tasmanians, and I enjoy it. I'm a bit passionate about it. I feel the pain when the shooter's not doing well. I feel it, and I'm pretty keen to get in their corner and rebuild them emotionally, and then work on what they've let themselves down on. And I think this is being demonstrated through New South Wales' team. I know it's regularly noted at the regional shoots and the state shoots that there's PBs and grade breaks being mentioned nearly every shoot. And that's not all attributed to me, of course, but it's certainly the New South Wales shooters have a very good camaraderie at the moment, and hopefully I'm influential in steering them in the right direction. And it's a pleasure to sit back and watch these people, improving in their skills and improving their scores.
And I hear on the grapevine, because we've had the New Zealand team here, or 4 New Zealand shooters here, and they've invited you to come across to New Zealand and help them, because they're wide-eyed and they're just absorbing everything they can here while in Australia.
Yeah, they're very keen. I've certainly said I'll make myself available and head over. I'll try and work it with, if Pete's available, to come over as well. But yeah, they're certainly keen. They've got plenty to learn, and they've got their eyes and ears open. So I'd be more than happy to go over and steer them in the right direction and watch them improve as well. It's quite rewarding. Yeah.
And Peter, on the horizon, what's coming up for you? What's the next big event that you'll be competing in?
The next big event will be the World Championships held here in Oz at Hilltop in New South Wales. So we'll head down there for a 4-day event. So there we go.
And that's not too far from home. You guys are in Orange, so Hilltop's just over the hill.
Yeah, no, it's should be nice and close and convenient for us. Not dealing with jet lag and international airports, and putting handguns on planes and different things. So we should be able to head down there and give it a fair crack.
Pete's a fine example that he got in 12 years of age, and I've heard some accolades and things about Bob Young and Campbell Morrison and these guys that are 70 plus that are still here competing. So the longevity that you can have in the sport is is really quite a big window.
So here's the list of the official results. Mike Knapp and Andy Miller there taking out some black powder events. The Bruce, Dean and Peter had a fantastic event also in the PA Nationals. And of course, Peter went on and won a world championship later in the year. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our look back at the 2019 Pistol Australia National Championships. Of course, that's part 1. We're coming back with the ISSF version in a couple of weeks. Next week, we're off to Dubbo to have a look at what's happening around the traps at the Dubbo Pistol Club. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and share on social media. I'm Mike on behalf of the team here at The Range Report. We'll see you next week.